Hey guys, welcome to another video in the AngularJS interview questions series. In this video, I will be talking about the difference between factory, value and a constant. So I decided to cover only a single topic in this video because I think that this topic is going to take sufficient time, and as you already know that I try to keep the duration of my videos short so that they are easier to watch and learn from. So without wasting any time, let's get started with difference between a factory value and constant service type objects. If you have watched my previous video, then you may remember that I explained about different types of objects in AngularJS framework. There are service objects and specialized objects. Service objects consist of provider, constant, value and factory type. A value type can be used to provide a simple value of any kind which is injectable into the controllers. The controllers can have the value type as a dependency, and it can then use the value returned from the value type when the controller constructor function is initialized. A constant is different from a value type because it is available in both the configuration and run phases of an Angular application. We can use the configuration phase to set the initial configuration of the application or of the services, and they will then propagate that initial behavior throughout the life cycle of the application. Because config phase comes before the run phase, we need a constant type to supply any specific config related variables or settings. I will not go much deeper into the configuration run phases in this video, so I might add a short video later on this topic. The constant also makes the value returned available at runtime, so in this way it also behaves as a value type, so we can use it to be injected in the controller. A factory can have other services as dependencies in the form of function arguments. It can also have other features like lazy loading. So that is why it is different from a constant or value type. The factory can have zero or more dependencies, and the factory that we create can act as a dependency for other factories too. Okay, so now let's take a look at a very simple code example. So I have modified the code from the previous example which we have in which we had two factories. First was the default factory, and the second one was my factory, and ultimately the my factory was being injected into a default controller. Inside this controller, the scope has a property called message, which is getting its value by calling this factory's call me function. So this call me is a function which is ultimately getting or returning the value from this default factory's message property. Alright, so this code is for the factory, but I have also added very simple value type and constant type into this code as well. So the value type is returning a session token ID value, which is some garbage value as of now, and this constant is returning the timeout for the cache scavenger. So I'm going to show you that both these value and constant types can act as dependencies for a factory, and then they can subsequently be used inside a controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to add more or inject more dependencies into this my factory. So for that, first I'm going to add this session token ID over here too, and then cache scavenger timeout. It's actually pretty easy, so I think that you already know how to do it, but still I'm going to show you that they basically act the same. And then over here, let's modify the code to return the three values altogether. And let's first convert this into an array, and then I'm simply going to add more items to this array. And then finally, we can join this by separating them with a comma. And I think I'm missing a comma over here too, right? Okay, so now let's run the code. So when I'm running this web page, then you can see the output is hello and then comma, then the value of the session token ID which we set inside this value type, and then there's the value of the constant 1000 over here. So as you can see, the value and constant types can be used as dependencies inside a factory, or also they could also be used inside a controller. or they could be injected into a controller too as a dependency. And value and constant differ on the fact that constant is available in both configuration and run phases, but value type is only available in the run phase. So this was all about the difference between value, constant and factory objects. Please let me know if you have any questions or doubts by using the comments section. Please like the video if it helped you, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to be the first to receive news about the latest videos. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.